What's up? What's up? Hi everybody. So I didn't realize I didn't realize that you could record from your phone and upload onto YouTube right away. But since that is able to happen, I want to just do stuff like this. Just record and see what happens. The new series that my sister made up, which I thought was genius. No editing or anything. Just record and see what happens. So I found out today was International Coming Out Day, and I thought it'd be perfect for me to talk about that because I want to do little segments where I just talk. I have to go to class pretty soon, so this won't be very long, which would be great because I see that long videos kind of discourage people from watching. Everybody's busy. I get it. So for myself, I am bisexual or pansexual, meaning I don't really see gender. Like, if I fall in love with somebody, it doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. Now there's a lot of like misinterpretation what bisexual is. A lot of times, I haven't been in a relationship with a woman ever. I've only had one sexual interaction with a woman. A lot of times when I get into a relationship with a man or any romantic affiliation with a man, he will think, he will say that he's afraid that he won't be able to please me like a woman. That's not true. Okay, because I'm bisexual doesn't mean like I'm checking out every single woman and every single man, or that like I'm just, have a high sex thing, like I'm just looking at everybody like that. No, very picky. Very, very, very picky. Just because I haven't had a relationship with a woman doesn't mean that I am curious or just still unsure. No, I'm sure. I just haven't met a woman who is lesbian or bi that I have fallen in love with or anything like that. It just hasn't happened. That's it. And if it does happen, okay, great. If it doesn't, okay, great. But there is a scale. Some people are 50-50. Some people like them equally. I don't know. I go into modes where I like men more. Get into modes where I like females more. It's kind of 50-50. I maybe would probably say I like guys a little more. But maybe that's just because of my lack of experience with women. But yeah, both are great. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And I've experienced dating men that some will automatically assume that I want a threesome and stuff, which is not true. I'm pretty much monogamous, for the most part. As of now, I'm not really in a relationship or anything like that. So as of now, and I haven't been with a man who I could trust that thoroughly to do something like that. But maybe polygamy is an option. I don't know. I'm just open. Open to the idea of that. But I just haven't experienced that. But yeah, and I didn't realize I was until, I always kind of knew, I would be attracted to women anime characters and stuff, and think that they're beautiful, and you know, whenever like a lesbian scene came on TV, I'd be like, oh, nice. You know, I always thought like, you know, girl on girl action was like nice. But yeah, and actually when I was younger, like I kissed one of my best friends when I was younger, kissed a couple of them, and it wasn't like I automatically liked them, but I liked when it happened. I was like, oh, this is nice, I could do this. Not necessarily with them because they're like my friends, but I wasn't grossed out. I thought it was pretty cute, pretty hot, you know, boobs, hot, and six-packs and penises, hot. So yeah, it's just like that. It's just, I don't know, I feel like people make it like harder or like question it than what it is. It's just like, I don't know, if I like somebody, I like them. That's it. It's kind of harder though to date a female. Well, in my, what I've been going through, I don't know, because it's just like I just don't really know how to approach women. Like, it's kind of scary to ask, oh, do you like girls? You know, and then I don't want them to feel weird, and I never really brought it up when I was younger because I wouldn't want my friends who are girls to feel uncomfortable, because I just don't want women to feel uncomfortable. Women feel uncomfortable enough. I don't want them to think like I'm like, you know, checking them out or anything, which is, I don't like, no. So yeah, that's another thing. And yeah, I kind of only really came out this year, like really very openly about it. And everybody understood. Like, some of my friends were like, oh, I knew that, duh. I always knew that. And then I told my sister, and then she's like, Cheyenne, come on, like, I helped raise you, I know. And I'm like, oh, oh really? Okay, cool. And then, yeah, my mom thought it was a little, she was just like, really? But she always thinks I'm weird, so like, it's fine. So I've had a lot of support. Yeah, and it's been great. Just being myself and just kind of being open about what I like. I think everybody should be open about what they like and what they're truly into. I think when we start to accept ourselves and love the darkest parts of us, or like the hidden parts, we start to discover new things about ourselves, and we start to bring light into that darkness and be like, whoa, I am so much more than what I thought I was. You know, I think these ways that we restrict ourselves, it's like, you know, like a boa constrictor, you know, it just like makes it so you can't breathe. And even if you don't think it's a big deal for you to be open about it, when you finally are, you'll realize how freeing it is. So I just want to say, you know, on this day, that if you're going through that, if you're afraid of being open and who you truly are, I just want to say, you know what, don't care what anybody thinks. And that might be hard too, like if you have a family who's, you know, really conventional, or, you know, like really strict and stuff, that may be a lot tougher than that. But deep in your heart, at least, there's people deep in your heart, don't care what others think. Be you. If you feel a certain way, even though if it feels really weird, be you, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what you really have, is yourself. And don't stop yourself from living your truest potential, your highest truth, because I really do believe that everybody feels and is a certain way for a reason, and it's kind of our duty to treat the rest of, to teach and treat the rest of society in that manner. You know, you bring something new to the table. Do not be afraid of your differences or what makes you unique, because it is your job to teach society not necessarily your job, like, oh, you have to do it, but like, you know, that's how I feel like, you know, that it's our job to teach society how to open up and how to be more accepting and loving. So you just being yourself just makes all the difference in the world, because it teaches others that there's more than one reality. You know, people get so stuck and caught up in their own lives and their own realities that they forget that there's so much more out there, and the possibilities are endless. So let's show everybody that it is possible to love without judgment, without restrictions, without boundaries, without gender. Gender is a societal stigma. So is race. So yeah, that's how I feel with race too. Like, I don't care what race you are. It actually intrigues me when I meet somebody who's a different race. Race is not even a thing, it's just a societal construct. Did you know that it's in my notebook the exact year, but in like the beginning of like making Arizona and everything part of the United States, on the papers that Mexican immigrants were actually considered white and stuff, and then later it was changed to non-white and stuff, and it was all just because of like immigration and stuff. Did you know that? That's crazy. Yeah, so race is literally for politics. Insane in the membrane. And you know, evolutionary wise, it's just pigment adaptation. You know, it's just because people have gotten tan in certain parts of the world because there's more sun, light, and in other places there's not as much, so they're lighter. Okay, I'm kind of a good example of that. I'm half Navajo and half Irish. I get really white in the winter, like really light, like almost pale. And if I go to Washington and stuff, I get really light, like I look like a white girl. And then, but when in the summer, I get super tan and I look super native. So like, you know, what is race? It's not real. Yeah, so I love anybody just for them. No race or gender or anything like that. And I see that as a strength within myself. And actually in indigenous tribes and stuff, people who felt that way were actually healers and teachers within the communities, and they would show people that love is love. So love is love. Happy Pride or Coming Out Day. Love is love, and don't let anybody tell you different or feel any different. And if you love that person and it's against a belief or whatever, who cares? Just love them and be safe. It's all love. Beam up. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye.